26th instalment of ASMR drawing. This episode is a little bit different because I am painting and I'm not at my desk, I'm in my shed. So here you get a little montage of me setting things up with my easel, which my dad got me from where he used to work. They were throwing it away and he brought it back because he knows I like art. I do talk a little bit more about the shed when I get going, but it's actually for my drum kit. But I thought it's kind of a nice little serene area that it should be good to do some painting in. So you can see there's some amps there, and that old fireplace is actually from my parents' living room, and they were chucking it out, and I said, absolutely not, I want that for the shed. And other things are just random bits of stuff I've collected from here, there and everywhere. The many egg boxes you can see are too soundproof, because I heard somewhere that you can soundproof a room with egg boxes. I've also heard that that's not true whatsoever, but I've got dozens of egg boxes now, so I may as well just carry on. There's not much I can do about it. This is the first time I've watched the montage back, and probably the first time you might have seen my face in my videos. So I will hand over to me as I begin the process and start recording some of the sound live. Hi. Welcome to the 46th, 7th, I really need to keep count, instalment of ASMR drawing. I'm coming from you live from my shed. This is a little room I've built at the back of the garden that houses my drum kit and my bike. And now for the first time, some painting. I've got some paints over here behind me, my easel set up, some paper. I think it's the wrong kind of paper, but we're just going to crack on and do it. I don't know what I'm going to paint. I've got some brushes that haven't been, well, this one's been used before, so I'm probably going to kick off with this. But I've wanted to get back into painting for a bit because I used to find it very therapeutic. I enjoy it a lot. Oh, and I've got an old egg basket thing as a, palette. You can probably hear the neighbours' chickens and cockerels and things, but hopefully that's actually kind of nice. I've just got this really cheap, acrylic stuff that I got absolutely years ago. You can't see it. This is ultra blue. I think this pack of 10, 12 different paints cost me like 20 quid on Amazon years ago. So they're nothing special. But they've done the trick when I wanted to experiment with some painting. And I'm just gonna do shapes and stuff. It's not gonna look that nice. It's gonna look like a child did it in preschool or something because of the quality of the paints. But I could probably put them on a bit thicker. Let's see. Whenever I've done this before, I quite like making, definite shapes, triangles and circles and whatnot, and cubes and geometric, which kind of ends up being a little bit like my... Oh, I've just dropped my brush. And as well as getting paint on the carpet, I've just done that, so, oh well, that adds to the painting, I suppose. It's quite a happy mistake, because, what's his name would say? Bob Ross. I'm gonna go for a kind of bluey, browny colour, I guess, to start with, because found an artist recently who's from near me, and he did this one painting, and it's quite surreal, and there's lots of purples on it, and I really liked this kind of lilac-y colour. I don't know, it just resonated with me a bit, so go with it for now. This paper I've got is quite thick paper. I bought it ages ago with the idea in mind that I would be just drawing on it with pen, so it's probably not right for paint, but the paint is sitting on it pretty nicely. I've not got it too watery, but obviously it's not going through or anything like that. Oh yeah, so I guess to contextualise this a little bit, I haven't done a painting since 2017, so that is now 7 years. I haven't sit down and done a painting for pleasure. Really, not at this scale. I tell a lie, in a pandemic I did a self-portrait, but I never finished it. It's probably rolled up somewhere, but I don't know where. Some green, but apart from that, no, other than painting the walls in my house, I've done no painting. And I think I'd quite like to get back into it. Especially now I have this shed. There is no excuse not to. I've got this, like, I don't know what green it is. It's called Viridian. Whatever that means. Yeah, like, I do have some gouache and paint that maybe I'll use if I do this again, because I don't like how kind of childish this paint looks. You can basically see through it, I'm not sure if you can make it out from there, but you can basically see through. And I guess I'm at a point in life where I want to have slightly more mature art than just looking like a kid did it. No, that's silly of me. Art is allowed to look like a kid did it. I don't know why I'm being such an art snob. It's not who I want to be. I'm really hoping that the microphone is still picking this up, because I'd hate to have to do it again. So, pray for me. It's not picking up too much outside noise, although the sound of the ducks is quite nice. Do some, it's not going to be very neat, is it? Finding it hard to do neat lines. Maybe I'll get my smaller brush out. We'll see what we can do. I have to say, this and my last video have been quite experimental, really. As the last one I did was the biro scribbling. Which I guess for me was quite experimental. Or just not usually what I do at all. But again, maybe it's a little bit more freeing as like that one. This is just drawing whatever's kind of coming into my head. Not even what's coming into my head, I'm not even really thinking about it. Just whatever there is. I would quite like to sit down and do a really serious painting one day of, like, I don't know, do a portrait of someone or a landscape more serious. They'll probably take a lot of time. I think we need some. I really like this yellow ochre. It's pretty. I can feel that I've used it a lot. It's pretty gross looking, but I like it. Oh, I need some clean water, really. I'm going to go for a slightly smaller brush that hasn't been used yet. Hopefully to make everything a little bit neater. Okay, this is going to be really thick. Ah, that's a bit better. It's not as scruffy as the other brush. I mean, this is, you might have just heard my stomach rumble there. This is certainly not going to end up like a nice piece of art, but it'll be hopefully a relaxing, well, it is a relaxing experience for me, and I'm hoping it will be for you too. So if you want to comment saying it's rubbish, then go ahead. I already know, so don't worry. This brush is great, maybe because it's new, it's doing so well. Really loving this yellow ochre as well. Super nice. Do some more circles up here. I did actually bring my GoPro, and I've got like a strap to go around my body for a point of view, but I think I'll save that for a different video. I don't think we need to complicate this one just yet. If I do another painting in the shed, I'll do that. Just want to use this yellow ochre to like highlight certain bits. I'm not going to do any kind of primary motifs with it, I don't think. Just as a little highlight for certain areas, I guess. Just mixing in a bit with the blue there. Just neaten off that edge there as well. Oh, you can hear my stomach going again there. I've just not long had lunch, so it's probably just processing that. It's very peaceful down the end of the garden in the shed. It's actually quite nice being able to hear the chickens and the ducks and things. I like this up here. I'll do an eye. What I do learn whenever I paint is that I should just definitely stick to drawing. This is far more relaxing though. But the end product isn't really as pleasing. It's looking okay, I suppose. It's looking cool. I've got loads of yellow ochre left. So, might have to move away from just using it to highlight and actually get it doing some stuff. Doing some primary bits. Oh, there's blue tack on the paper here. Oh no, it's just where water flicked when I dropped the brush. It's blue, hence my confusion. Okay. Paint over the blue bit. I've really squeezed out way too much yellow. I like that. I'm going to do some more up here. Sorry about my creaky seat. I'm actually sat on my drumming stool. I'm just going to do a mix of colours here and see what comes out. Yeah, I'm sat on my old drumming stool. I say old, it's my current one, but it is old. And yeah, it probably could do with a little bit of oil or tweaking. I was going to sit and paint in my boiler suit that I have, because obviously I don't mind getting paint all over that. It's kind of what I wore when I built the shed and what I wear when I'm doing DIY type things, but I couldn't find it. I don't know where it is. Maybe it's in here. I don't know. So I'm in my painting shirt and, old joggers, but I'm trying not to get too much on the joggers, as I do actually quite like these joggers. So you may see got distracted there. The boiler suit at some point, but unfortunately not today. I think I'm going to use a different shade of green now. I don't want to go too crazy on the colour palette. I want to keep it fairly simple. Okay, not too much. I'm not going to do what I did with the yellow ochre and just get loads of it out. I end up using my hand as a little palette. Not sure how much of a good idea this is. Okay, this is like minty almost. Minty green. Putting it on a little bit thicker. just to fill in some of these gaps. Got a bit of blue on the brush there, so it's a nice kind of happy colour, this minty green. Very like outdoorsy and just like easy on the eyes, I guess, although it can be associated with being an incredibly gross colour, I know. Which I understand it's like bogies. Bogey colour. I won't mind at least kind of almost filling the page. Or at least getting as close to it as I can. Like if I left it now, it would look unfinished, I think. I don't think I could get away with leaving it now. I really do think I probably painted a lot and didn't record it there, so you can probably see what's different. I've done a lot of the lime green up there, and at the bottom I made it to the bottom of the page. I did the Spotify bit. I was talking about Django Unchained because I was watching Django last night and this morning. If I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry, but we'll figure it out in the when I edit this video. I've also done another eye, so it kind of looks like a face. We'll see. I'll do some more lime green, minty green. Actually, I think one more bit and then that's enough minty green for now. Just like you probably can't even see, I'm sorry. Just do a bit of minty green down here. Okay. I'm going to actually mix some of the minty green and the ochre, see how that looks. Not the nicest colour I've ever seen, but we ball. Oh, it's like a really muddy, like diseased colour. I like it. Bit of filter. This application is quite nice and thick too. There might be a cat on the roof of the shed. Just heard some suspiciously cat-like footprints. A little pitter-patter of feet that often occurs. Sometimes when I've painted before, I've got quite into it and, been like attacking the page, but I don't feel like that today. Feeling quite calm. I did actually meditate earlier, so just feeling pretty chill today. No need to attack any paper. I do have to mow the lawn after this, so that's decidedly unchill activity. It's very loud. I definitely won't be making an ASMR video of my own lawn. I wouldn't think such a thing is possible. Okay. So I'm going to just do like another line there. Got like a grass thing going on down here now. Make it quite, dunno, floral down at the bottom. Maybe a little bit of a green kind of psychedelic, like 60s Beatles-esque grass situation. Maybe quite like that. I'm going to have to reapply some paint to my palette in a minute, although I am now able to mix the blue and the yellow to make the green, which is quite handy for me, as it saves me getting more green out. Oh, that is a disgusting muddy green, but it's cool. Gross. Quite like a little slug over there now. A little bit of ochre in there. Maybe on the top here too. Just to link up with that bit and then fill out this area up to the blue smudge. I'm going to leave the blue smudge. That's nice. That bit. I realise I'm painting at the bit that you probably can see the least. Interesting. Maybe I'll get my the black paint and do some outlines. That's a nice streak there. Again, you can't quite see it, but I'm happy with that bit. I want to fill in the eye, although I'm not sure what colour with. Maybe that's where the black will come in. Muddy colours. I really don't know what I think to this painting now. It's really kind of almost like juvenile. I'm being a snob again, but I'm really not a painter, so I'm sorry for this experiment. If you're kind of here to enjoy the art, this really isn't like a good piece of art. But I'm having some fun. I'm having a bit of fun. It's quite relaxing. And just a little bit of black. I think I found a good size brush as well. Oh, that was just, need to replenish my water really. Okay, maybe around the eye there. That's quite striking. Black. Apparently Van Gogh never ever used black. Don't know why. Apparently any bit in his painting that looks black is just either really, really dark brown or really, really dark blue. Although I'm pretty sure that in some of this, I don't know, I could be fooled. Some of it looks incredibly black to me. not dissimilar to that. That's really, really dark there too. I'm going to fill this bit with like a black void. Really goes to show that, like, you see a painting that doesn't look that good and you think, oh, I could do that. You really can't. You really, really can't do that. Let's fill a little bit of space there. There's a lot of like finality with doing black on a painting, especially doing an outline of black. It's like that finishes it off almost. It's not, but it kind of gives that feeling of conclusion I'm not really going for, but I think it gets me along the way there. What a weird, stupid painting. I don't know about the corner. I don't know about that. Okay, maybe that's fine. You can't even see that. I've basically painted the corner in. Go around this eye. Looks a bit more like a nipple, to be honest. I promise I'm not just drawing boobs, painting boobs. That's not my intention. Already getting to a point now where I'm not that bothered about the smudge anymore. Kind of run out of the black. Need a little bit more of the black. Not sure. Maybe some more blue. Some more of the original blue. Just a bit. So, the camera I was originally recording on ran out of memory. So, I did end up getting the GoPro out and putting the point of view strap on. It's kind of like around my chest, not around my head this time. So, definitely more point of view. Sorry, just having a drink of water. And you're probably just going to get a lot of my Xbox palette with this. And obviously I couldn't record the sound live, so here I am recording it after the fact, watching me paint. as a POV. This is quite a cool. This is the first time I've used this strap with the GoPro, and I think it looks pretty cool. Actually, it looks pretty good. I had a little bit of trouble like lining it up and getting it to point at the correct area, but I think it worked out. I think it'll probably just look down a little bit too much, but I do try and adjust that as I go along. I actually found my old spray paints recently, and I won't film myself going out and doing graffiti anywhere, but maybe I'll do it on the side of the shed or on a big canvas or something outside, but this would be a really cool view for that. But yeah, I might have to find a new attachment to the chest strap, because this one just kept pointing down, it didn't allow for much maneuverability. I kind of think that this drawing almost does painting, should I say, it's almost like a bit of an 80s, that kind of 80s aesthetic vibe going on. Oh, there we go, I just adjusted it there. I might be, chatting out my arse there, but that kind of, I think I spoke about this in another video, they're like kind of digital 80s wacky Windows 1 computer aesthetic, with like bright bold colours and really surreal patterns and shapes going on. I have to say, I did actually prefer this part of the painting because I wasn't worried too much about what I was saying. I could just kind of get on with it and get in my own head with it and just think about what I was doing. Well, I was barely even thinking about anything. It was much more meditative, this part, so perhaps in future I can just record the painting and then do the voice afterwards. That carpet actually that I've got, I didn't find that for free. I did buy that off a guy. I think it was his dad's carpet, but then his dad passed away, and I didn't tell him that it was going under a drum kit in the shed. I just said I was putting it in the house. I didn't know, that would be quite rude. Oh, here we go. Look, it's too far down. You can't see. I guess it's because I'm leaning over. I do stand up in a minute though. Oh, there we go. I fixed it a little bit. Hopefully it won't just slowly go down again. I thought these lines were quite a funky way of filling the space. I was feeling, especially with the green bit at the bottom, more of a jungly vibe. Like a abstract jungle. Or like a jazz. I guess in my head I was probably thinking about jazz music. I'm not sure. I don't know a lot about jazz music at all. I do like it, but I like trying to play it on drums for a genre that I don't listen to at all. I do try and replicate like swing jazz on the drums a fair bit. Not that I'm any good at it. I've been trying to watch a lot of videos. Yeah, I did have a jam with some friends actually on Friday, and we did have a little jazz jam in that very shed where I'm painting now, and it went quite well. I think it was good. Oh, what's good is you can actually get a closer view of the acrylic paints I got. So they're off Amazon for like $19.99, but this was a good few years ago, so highly unlikely they'd still be that cheap. But they've lasted quite well, but as you can see, they're kind of just really bog standard, like kids' school paints. There's nothing really too special about them, other than that they were cheap and they've lasted quite a while. But if you just want to kind of mess about and get something on the paper, and you know it's not going to be that fantastic, then yeah, screw it, I recommend it. I was quite determined at this point to fill the page, even if it was just with a couple of lines, but I did manage to fill this bit in. Yeah. Excuse me. Hopefully that doesn't break you out of the ASMR spell. I how some of it looks like nipples, but now I'm looking at it kind of less so. I think it doesn't look too much like that. I was hoping to use a little bit more colour. I did think about getting some red on there, but I actually think red would have just not been right for this. If I do it, I'm trying to work on, because obviously I don't use colour a lot when I'm doing fountain pen drawings, so I'm trying to work on my colour palette skills, because they're not very good at the minute. I'm a bit of a fiend for just using as many colours as possible, which isn't good, I don't think. More is not more in that situation. I do think less is more for the most part when it comes to colour palettes. So I'm glad I just stuck to a kind of earthy tones for this one. I think I will put this up in the shed. I may as well make a little gallery of my own artwork in there since it is my shed. I may as well show off all my creative endeavours at once. Drums, painting, art, whatever. I realise I didn't overlap any pattern on the colour, it's all just pretty flat colour. So I remedied that by just doing it on one tiny bit of the painting, which was kind of daft, but with the next one I do, I'm going to work on a bit more tone. I've decided, this was obviously a bit of a quick one, but the next one, I'm really going to do some kind of shapes and have shadow and depth. Yeah, that little tend to like waggle my hands when something goes wrong, maybe to show you that I agree that it's gone wrong, if you should think that, or at least gone wrong to what my expectation of it was going to be. I'm actually, now I was looking at this drawing a lot in the shed afterwards, and I'm actually liking it a lot more now. I'm kind of watching myself create it. Fortunately, you can see some empty beer cans and an empty beer bottle there from the jam review on Friday. I was being a bit lazy and didn't take them out. I was very, very relaxed at this point in the painting. As I didn't have to worry about the filming, as it was just there on my chest doing its thing. I didn't have to think about what I was saying, I could just get in the zone. And it was around this point I realised that the circles just below where I'm drawing look a little bit like a face, and I'm almost drawing the hair. I didn't even notice that at the time. I'm doing the hair of this person. Here we go. Angry little person. And then maybe like a smiley clown face. I was also thinking that it almost looks like the Korean flag. Kind of in a, if the Korean flag was some surreal, I don't know, Keith Haring piece of art. If you don't know Keith Haring, I would recommend checking out Keith Haring. You'll know it, I can guarantee that you'll recognise his work. Even if you don't think that you'd know it, you know it. Or maybe it was this bit with the big lime green circle that made me think of the Korean flag. I also thought maybe I could have done the entire piece of art just with the lines like this. It did make me think I want to get a smaller brush and do more neater lines, much neater lines. It's quite nice. Well, I also need to work on my paint application. I'm just gonna plonk it there in a minute. Here I purposely wanted to do a little splotch and just have a kind of little thick, almost rubbish bit on there, which gave me the idea to do it again. And you'll see me do it in a minute. I'll tell you what, egg boxes are perfect for paint palettes. I'm sure people have realised that before, but siren didn't go, it like did a whir as it got closer, and it got louder and louder, and I honestly thought it was like my laptop over there on the floor just imploding on itself or something else. It really freaked me out. Broke me out of my zen. There's a little stone end there on the page. Here we go. Just crazy blobby nothingness. Just as a little light relief from the uniformness of the rest of the page. Another little blobby down there. And we're done. That's it. I'm definitely going to be doing this again. There's my palette. Definitely going to be doing this again. Maybe not exclusively, but, you know, now and again. I'll probably do one again soon because I enjoyed making use of the shed. And I've left my paints in there now, so I've got no choice but to do it again. I can actually see a bit of white there. I wish I'd have done more painting on. But thank you for tuning into this, I guess, kind of strange episode of ASMR Drawing. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed something different. It was nice having you along, and I'll see you soon.